This is Hollywood. Your pal Matias Bombal with you. Welcome. We look at Sony Pictures' One Direction, This Is Us, which features the sensation of pop star boy groups One Direction in 3D. I went fearing another concert movie by a group I knew nothing about and was delightfully surprised in this behind-the-scenes view of a group of well-grounded young British men who are handling, as best they can, the thrust into the mania of an insanely large group of young female fans, well into the millions. Of course, you'll be able to see several of their most popular songs performed before live concert crowds in a way not possible had you been seated in the arena watching them. As one would expect with young teenage boys, they are fun-loving, prankish, and mirthfully cavort with each other and those with whom they work as they tour the world with their immensely popular music and performance. I've often complained about the overuse of 3D with the many releases in that format this year. With this release, I was shown that here at last is the ideal format for the use of 3D, the concert movie. It really is quite an experience to have the young men almost jump into your lap while on stage, which should please their fans. There's a fascinating backstory, though, that explains the rise to popularity of these young men in a relatively short time. We see how it all happened, intercut with epic 3D concert performance numbers. The 3D effects are far superior to those seen in World War Z and Man of Steel, released earlier this year. You'll find this an interactive experience in the theater, too, with the youngster fans in the audience screaming as if they were seeing the boys in person, a sort of human surround stereophonic sound. In the behind-the-scenes views, you'll see how silly these boys can be, and will be surprised at the noted guests, and many of them come to visit them. The mastermind behind all of this, of course, is the omnipresent Simon Cowell, who relates in part the meteoric shot to fame of this group. Then there's the moment when Martin Scorsese, the Martin Scorsese, appears at their dressing room door and tells the group that he's one of their biggest fans while pointing at his granddaughter. I won't soon forget that. Here's a scene from the movie where you can see the frivolity I'm talking about, which we will follow with a few thoughts from the film's director, Morgan Spurlock, who spoke to us via direct lines.
When you go on tour, the outfit you've got, the outfit you're stuck with, so I'm going to be wearing these clothes for a good 8 months now.
No, it'd be weird wearing a trench coat.
There's been times when they've dressed us all in the same clothes and we're like, no, we can't do that.
This is the I'm gonna rob your nan look.
This tee's bad though, I like this t-shirt.
Is it not happening?
They're a bit tight.
I just want to see the look.
We had to be our own people because as soon as someone tries to tell us what to do,
No, do a normal one, please, honey.
it's like having 5 rowdy boys in a class at school.
Honey, please. Harry. Please, my darling,
yes,
just
it's
for...
all right.
Yeah, thank you, love you. Come on now.
So now it's not just young kids. Now they've started to age up into a very different demographic. And I think if that continues to happen, then it's, and it continues to spread the way it is, I mean, it's only going to get bigger. I mean, and it's not like some Anglo thing. Like you think, oh, it's just like in England or in America. Like when we were traveling through Europe and people were like chasing the buses down the street. We were in Japan and there's hundreds of girls camping outside the hotel. Mexico City, there were like 4,000 girls camping outside that hotel for 5 days straight. I mean, it was epic, unbelievable. It's the closest thing I've seen in my whole life to Beatlemania.
That was Morgan Spurlock, the director of One Direction, This Is Us. Now, why does it seem that whenever there's a boy band or English invasion that we think that they are the new Beatles, or that the fans react like Beatlemania? In a discussion with my friend Jim Lane, he's a film critic, after the screening, we chatted about just that, and he made the great observation that before the Beatles, no one had ever produced any sensation like that at all. Thus, the standard was set by which all screaming girl fans will follow. They, of course, know that One Direction is comprised of Harry Styles, Niall Horan, Louis Tomlinson, Zayn Malik, and perhaps the most sensitive and well-centered of the bunch, Liam Payne. I actually had a lot of fun watching this, so if you are dreading of being dragged off to see this film by the 10 to 18-year-old girl in your family that must see it now, you'll actually have good-natured fun with it. This is not likely to be a great movie by any standard, and may fade with time as the boys grow up and move on to other things. But for the moment, their youth is golden, and who doesn't love that? This is your pal Matias Bombal, bidding you a fond farewell.